Islamic relief. So without further ado, another giant of our community. I call her my big sis, the big sister that is here in our community. She's Fatima bin Hakim.
Jazakallah khair, Brother Harun. My brothers and sisters, my good friends, my distinguished guests, peace be upon you all. It's my pleasure to extend a cheerful welcome to you all.
To do something important.
The brutal oppression of Myanmar Rohingya Muslim population remains a matter of deep concern and dismay for Canadians. These actions are a direct affront to basic human rights and have resulted in extreme violence and the displacement of hundreds of thousands of innocent people. As Canadians and in need as humans, we must stand up against bigotry and hate in any form, and our government will continue to condemn these horrific events and call on the government to end the violence. As you gather tonight, I would like to thank you for your kind gift in support of Rohingya refugees in Bangladesh and Myanmar. I believe that this type of generosity truly embodies Allah.
And good evening. ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਸੋਚਣਾ ਪੈਣਾ ਕਿ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੀ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਉਹ ਬੰਦਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਕੀ ਕਸੂਰ ਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਛੋਟੇ ਛੋਟੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਭੈਣਾਂ ਔਰਤਾਂ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਸੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਮਾਰਿਆ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਘਰਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਕੱਢਿਆ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਸਾੜੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹ somehow ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਉਹ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ ਹੈਗੇ You know, this is what Canada is all about when you're looking around here. That we stand up all the time, anytime, anywhere in the world, when there is a violation of human rights. We must stand up, and we must stand up and send a strong message. And you've heard that our federal government has done that. Now we need to do that as well.
Today, beyond the party lines, standing in solidarity and making their commitment to stop this violence, to stand up against it, against this hatred, wherever it happens.
One in Myanmar. These projects will be focusing on food, water, shelter, and any basic necessities in order for to help people survive. After they become in a reasonable state, then we'll actually go into the next step, which is actually getting sustainability, just to be able to sustain themselves.
Where Jewish people are victims of hatred. Racism, doesn't matter what color you are, you're victimized by ignorance, you're victimized by suspicion, you're victimized by the knots that are tied to keep us divided. And so this program, Islam Unraveled, aims to untie those knots and shed some light and let people gain knowledge, because when you have knowledge, there is nothing to fear. Now the plight facing the Rohingya people, I know that many communities have faced these difficult circumstances where your friends and neighbors, the people that you live with, are no longer your friends. The Muslim community, for all of us as human beings, my dear respected brothers and sisters, it is my distinct honor to ask Mufti Asim Rashid to come to the stage. He is the founder.
A person can walk into a masjid, shoot people in the back, and still not be called a terrorist. A person can open fire on a crowd of 20,000 people, kill over 50, injure 500, and still not be called a terrorist. But someone who is going to the masjid, starts becoming more regular, grows a beard, maybe changes their clothes, is viewed and suspected by everyone of being a terrorist. Our conditions around the world, whether it's Syria or Iraq or Burma, all of these conditions are telling us something. You will have many people fundraising and many people telling you what's happening on the ground. But I am here to tell you that this is not a coincidence. This is not a coincidence. And I want you to shed any notion that you may have of conspiracies against Islam and Muslims. And I want to poke my neck out into all of this and tell you that all of this happens because we don't follow our own teachings. We don't go with the system of Allah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised us in the Quran that every time we do that, this, what you're seeing, this is exactly what happens. And our Prophet ﷺ has told us that every time you walk away from those teachings, this is what happens.
Political action here. This is not a sit down and just let things play out. This is a stand up, educate, agitate, organize, and stand up. And I speak as a Jewish person coming from an interfaith perspective with the honor of knowing Haroon and Fatima and other people in this room that do so much amazing work. And we need to stand together with this. But the way we stand together is very simple. We need to listen to the voices. Instead of listening to people that really kind of have no skin in the game, let's hear from actual people.
I'm sure that you know we have a long, prosperous history of our own, no less than other civilizations. I'm sure that you've heard that we were once participating citizens, contributing and evolving part of Burma, before all of the blood and sweat of Burmese and Rohingya forefathers have gone to waste. Our value, our constitution, our yearning for democracy, and at last our freedom, all is gone. History keeps repeating itself as it keeps reminding us of these horrific results of us looking away. This is what happened when innocent group of people become dehumanized. It means that their lives no longer hold value to us, so persecuting them would not bring any guilt or condemnation. I'm sure you have seen many videos of the houses being burned down. Just know that there are many more that are being burned down at this very minute. I'm sure you have seen many food scars. Sanitation, lucky if you're aren't women, because some of those temporary washrooms don't even have doors. I'm sure you can try to imagine, with no hope of getting back what once belonged to you, at home, starvation and deprivation of human rights, because many countries have not yet registered Rohingya as a formal, official refugee status. Top that with Bangladeshi society, know that there are so many more Rohingya that are more capable than me in contributing to the society. So I call on our elected officials, our members of parliament, our ministers of foreign affairs, our prime minister, and everybody here and everyone in Canadian society and all around the world to stand up against this atrocity that has been happening for too long. And up until today, I'm not sure, some of you might have known that my family members are still inside Burma. They're still standing their ground and not willing to move away because that's their home. They're willing to die there rather than move out. I hope that we would be able to resettle more Rohingya refugees in Canada, because so far we've had just 300 families for the past 5-6 years. Other than that, your voice is very precious to us. If you become quiet, if you become silent, we have no chance of surviving. Please know that we are going to hold a rally all across Canada in one day, and that will be released as a detail on Facebook in the near future. But I really hope that all of you would participate, not just today. It doesn't end today. Your money doesn't solve the problem if we don't push this further into the international level. And finally, I would like to let you know that humanity is not only consists of condemnation of wrongdoings. It's not only a helping hand, but it is the voice that we choose to amplify. Thank you.
Role of the responsibility to protect. This was a concept which Canada has pushed and which the international community progress is beginning to accept. That is, that a nation which is unable or unwilling to protect its own citizens, as is happening now in Myanmar, a nation which is unable to protect its own citizens is actually failing in its duty. The UN is increasingly recognizing that R2E, the responsibility to protect, is in fact a concept whereby outside nations are encouraged to participate initially politically and using moral pressure, and in the very last resort, if necessary, using armed force. They are permitted to participate to make sure that a nation's citizens are protected if that nation does not protect its own citizens.
Secretary of Masjid al-Noor, this is our third dose donation from Masjid al-Qadir. This is not my personal check. This is from Masjid al-Noor. Thank you very much.
To put pressure there. Because after the end of Second World War, the world came together and said, this is never ever going to happen again. What our Jewish brothers and sisters suffered, that was to be the end of World War. So many lives have been sacrificed. So much blood has been spilled. Does it any matter to us anything? Do we learn any lessons from that? No. It's time we woke up and raised our voice against our leadership of the country, against the leadership of the world. The power is vested in the people of the world. I don't think we are exercising our power enough. Harun, Sister Fatima approached us and said if we Muslims can do something to help our brothers and sisters in need. And we always do that. And we have worked with all, it's very proud to see all Muslim organizations coming together as one for a common cause, to raise some money and to help them. This is just a very small part we can do to assist these brothers and sisters. Jazakallah khair. The BC Muslim Association is planning to give $50,000 inshallah.
Thank you, my brother. It's a very beautiful thing, a beautiful contribution from all Muslims.
Thank